Just take a second to appreciate my sweatshirt, and wait, there's more on the back. It's all their names. Guys, what's up? It's Mariana. Thanks for coming back to my channel. If you're new to my channel, hi, I'm Mariana. As I said, I would love it if you subscribed. I have faith, you know where the button is. So for this video, I figured since it's almost that time of year when everyone is starting to go off for college, I thought I would give a little bit of an advice video for incoming freshmen. I'm currently a junior in college. I work as an orientation staff member, so I specifically help with the orientation at my school. So because of that, I feel like I have some kind of good words of wisdom to pass on to you guys. I reached out to my friends to see what they would say for advice for incoming freshmen, and I kind of accumulated it all, and that's what this video is going to be. So let's get into it. Start off with anyone who's watching this who is actually going to be a senior in high school. There are some words of wisdom that I have. This is the time that you are going to begin to kind of figure out where you want to go to school. First piece of advice for them is make a list. Make a list of everything that you want in a school. For example, do you want a city versus a rural area? Do you want a small school versus a big school? Is Greek life important? Is it not? Really important things that you should start kind of filing down in your school decision, because the worst thing you want to do is apply to 15 schools and half of them you don't even want to go to. So for example, with me, I knew that I definitely wanted to be in a city. Like, I didn't want to be in a middle of nowhere kind of school. I also only wanted a small school because those schools where it's kind of like the campus is a town was something that I personally did not like. As well as I knew kind of from the get-go that I definitely really wanted to go to an art school. My next piece of advice for seniors is, if you can, try your best to do early actions for schools. I understand that some schools don't allow it, they only do early decision, but if you can do early action, I would do as many as you can. Basically, I did my schools about 80% early action, and it was the greatest thing ever. One, I figured out mostly by Christmas, so that was like such a great Christmas present, like all the schools I got into. And two, it's just so nice that by like February, I knew where I was going. A lot of my friends were still waiting till May. And honestly, I don't deal with pressure like that easily. So if you're someone like me where you rather just like get it done and know where you want to be and be settled, I definitely recommend doing early action. Another tip that you don't have to do, but I recommend, is if your school has a Facebook group where everyone's kind of talking about classes and whatever, definitely join into that and do not be afraid to put yourself out there. Because I'm pretty sure most schools, like my school, you could pick who you want to room with. If that's the case, I say put yourself out there, try to meet someone, and become roommates. And I understand that people can put fake things on the internet and maybe it doesn't perceive who they really are. You have to take kind of a chance with it, but I think it's a better chance than doing random selection. In my situation, I chose my freshman roommate and it turned out great. We became best friends and we still talk to this day. While I know other people who didn't do that and they had just really terrible experiences and it really just kind of hindered their freshman year. So I definitely recommend, if you can, try to pick your roommate. My last thing for seniors that actually could go really for more of the like incoming freshmen is bring less than what you think. Best advice for this is go to Pinterest and Google dorm rooms. I'm telling you, there'll be thousands of the same basic like checklist of like, you need bedding, you need a lamp, you need a desk lamp, you need, you know, all like the kind of basic things. Go through that list, circle the ones that you want, and just bring that. I attempted to bring like thousands and thousands of decorations of like, oh, I'm gonna have lights here and a tapestry here and wall art here. Let me tell you, you don't have that space. You typically upgrade to upperclassmen housing, it's 100 times better. A freshman, unfortunately, you're at the bottom of the totem pole, you kind of get the worst housing. But like I said, you'll move up and get better housing and more space to do creative things like that. So freshman year, just go with the basic and most minimal that you need. Because plus, it will mean less cleaning. First piece of advice is put yourself out there. Everyone's gonna say this, but it's true. Try to be as social as possible. And trust me, the school will try to help with that. Most schools, well, really all schools should do this, but I'm pretty sure most schools will, is they will have kind of like a club day. So all the clubs that are on school will have kind of tables out and like be socializing with the students. There might even be Greek life out there. If your school has Greek life, go to that. Go and try to socialize with those people. See if there are any clubs you want to join, any Greek life you want to join. If that's your thing, I definitely recommend it. For example, with me, I joined Greek life, and yes, I did it my sophomore year after I made kind of my main friend group, but still with that, I've made friends and sisters that I will have for life, and I'm so extremely grateful for that. Socializing also goes with class. If you're in class and say you see a couple people sitting by themselves, or maybe there's a table with one spot left, go sit there, introduce yourself, kind of get to know the people. If you keep doing steps like this, end up meeting more and more people and making more and more friends. And listen, not all of them have to be your best friends, but it is nice when you're walking down the hallway or in the cafeteria and you recognize someone and you say hi to them. It's a nice feeling, especially in the beginning when you're really, really homesick. The next piece of advice is do not be afraid of your RA. You may think your RA is out there to get you because it's their job to check on you and make sure you don't have any drugs or alcohol on you, yada, yada, yada. Listen, yes, that is kind of part of their job, but also their job is to take care of you and make sure that you feel safe and that you just feel, comfortable and happy at school. I like to think of RAs kind of like an older sibling, like someone for you to go to and talk to about your problems or anything you feel, anything that's like bothering you. It's come to things like you being homesick or not enjoying a class, even more serious things like you don't like your roommate. If you go to them, they are sure to have some good answers for you and maybe even help guide you in ways of, changing a class or changing a roommate, and those things will really help you. If you really make an effort to change those things that are unhappy for you in college, it will just make your first year so much better. Next piece of advice is, say you go to your RAs and you still don't, you still aren't making friends, maybe you didn't get into a sorority or fraternity, you don't like your classes, you just don't like your school. My best advice is do not be afraid to transfer. For some reason, society has kind of instilled in us, or at least how I saw it when I was in high school, that transferring colleges is a super bad thing. It's not at all. Basically, when you transfer, it's you putting the initiative of that, you know what? I'm not enjoying school and I'm not gonna sit here all day and spend the money to be in a school that I don't like. I wanna be somewhere where I'm having fun and I feel like I'm learning and pushing the limits and being out of my box and just, again, overall having fun, and there's nothing wrong with that. I honestly say do it the sooner than later. Next thing, which everyone is gonna say again too, is watch what you spend. I say that as someone who actually got a stipend from my parents, which I am forever grateful for, I still really watched what I spent. Because those first couple months, you'll have that money to yourself and you'll feel like, oh my God, I just have to spend it all and buy everything. No, try to save as much as you can. It's not like every, say you have a job on campus, every dollar you make you save. No. Just kind of balance it out. I 100% recommend that if your bank has kind of an app, get the app. Check it every day. Make sure that you're spending, not too much money. Another thing everyone's gonna say is watch what you eat and also drink. First, when it comes to eating, you most likely will have a meal plan through your school, and most likely it will be like the highest meal plan they have. They always do that for freshmen. I would kind of really just watch what you eat. And I say that because I don't really believe the freshman 15 is a real thing. I mean, it can only happen if you really let yourself go, which you should not do. I mean, when you go to the cafeteria and say you want a sandwich and you see there's fries and there's also chips, don't get both, only get one. And if you can, try to drink as much water as possible. They will most likely have whole rows of Snapples and vitamin water and soda and this and that. If you want to get that once in a while, go right ahead, but don't get that every day. That's not good for you. Now, when it comes to the drinking, are you gonna drink? Probably. Do you have to? No. You don't want to drink? Don't drink. If you want to, go right ahead. I'm not gonna stop you. But I will say, if you are drinking, watch what you drink. you will find very early on, you'll think, oh, the best option is let me just drink like the really cheap beer that they have, they have at the party. Don't do that every time, because trust me, the calories in those beers will add up. Say you're making a mixed drink and you mix your vodka with, cranberry juice or lemonade or Gatorade. Again, that will also add up the calories. Try your best, if you are gonna drink, try not to drink too many really caloric things all the time. And I'm also not promoting drinking, but listen, I understand that most likely you will do it, so instead of just kind of turning my face to it, I'm trying to give you really good advice with it. Also with that, be safe. Never ever let anyone get you a drink. Make sure you always make your own drinks, you're safe, and you know that nothing else besides the drink is going in that cup. And this goes for boys and girls. Last thing I'm gonna say is have fun. This because a lot of times people don't have fun and they get too caught up in the pressure of making the grades and figuring out their life and yada yada yada. Listen, especially your freshman year, this is the time to just live your life. Make mistakes, experiment, do whatever you want. That's what freshman year is made for. You're gonna get to a point where you're like me, where you realize it's your junior year and you're like, oh shit, I only have like 2 more years left. And even that last year is gonna be so intense, like it just slips away just like that. So try to have as much fun as possible. Okay, so that's it for this video. I hope this was helpful. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. I will be posting more videos. Yeah, that's it. I'll see you guys later. Bye.